Let's head for the details now, because shops in the central business district of Accra will be closed from tomorrow, and the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is protesting the general economic situation in the country. Remember last week there was a similar action in the central business district of Kumasi. While President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obing, says they had to take this decision because their concerns have still not been addressed by government. He spoke to my colleague Bernice Abubedu Lansa. We'll bring you that story later in the bulletin. But after attaining a first class and completing her national service as a teaching assistant at the University of Education, Winneba, Priscilla Akwagu vowed to get her family out of poverty. She returned to her family's fruit selling business to take care of her 2 children and make wealth. Love FM's Bright Manoko caught up with her at her base at Asante Mampong.
Sometimes when I go to campus, I come back maybe 2 weeks. I'll just run home for 2 weeks, come and work, and then go back. So I will decide to skip 2 weeks lectures and then come and work, get something small for myself and go back. Even if I'm to go to campus, I'll sell on Sunday. When I'm done selling in the night, I'll join the night bus. Then I'll get to campus in the morning. The flour was 240 cedis. So I came back last month and flour is now 500 cedis.
I refer them as the brown mouth-watering bowls of Asante Mampong, but they are known locally as bofruits, a corrupted word of buffalo in some parts of the country. This is not just a mere favorite accompaniment to most Ghanaian breakfast meals, but a life changer. Priscilla Akwagu, a 32-year-old single mother of 2, weaned her family off abject poverty through hawking buffalo. This is a business she took over from her mother to settle their debts after life in the city became unbearable.
As a kid growing up, I lived with my brother. My mom was somewhere and I was with my brother in Kumasi. So I started the hawking business, selling things over there. I was selling sugarcane. I used to work with a woman at her restaurant. So sometimes the leftover food that the customers eat, they package it. When I work for them, I'll wash the dishes, clean the place, and then empty their bins and all that. Then we'll come and eat that food with my brother in Kumasi. So that was how we were surviving. My mom happens to sell, and then the debt was on her. I decided to see how best I can also help her clear off the debts, because definitely I'm the eldest daughter. And then I should be able to support her, even though I was working, but that wasn't helping. So I took over and I realized it was a good business. So I just decided to manage it. I didn't have any work to do, apart from the chop bar work I was doing. Yeah.
At a young age of 17, Priscilla became pregnant with her first daughter. But as a young mother who believed in education, she defied the odds and began her secondary education at the age of 21.
That was in the year 2007. That was when I completed junior high. So I was pregnant with my first daughter. She's now 14 years. She's in school now. And I can't sit home. You know, after I've delivered, you have to get child staffs and all that. So 2010, 12, my child was around 3 years. I was like, no, I want to go back to school. I was not so sure, but I said I will go back to school. And I didn't know where to get admission because I've sat home for 5 years. I have a child and all that. So I went to Atebu. I went to the headmaster there The man took me as a daughter. So I went to his place. So he led me to the headmistress that he needs admission for me. He wants me to be admitted there. And the woman was reluctant because she was like, they've brought ladies like me, and when they come to school, within some few months, they'll get pregnant again and go back. Oh, so this woman didn't even want to give me admission at the school. And this man was like, no, I know this girl, and I know she can do it. The woman reconsidered her decision and then gave me admission, and I started schooling. So I didn't know how to really plan for the school and the work, but I knew I could do it.
Her resilience and tenacity to survive never flickered. Priscilla continued with her education to the university, pursuing a degree in Ghanaian language. With entrepreneurship as her watchword, she jostled her academics with her hawking business to finance her education.
My campus is very far from here, Ejumako, Central Region. So in my absence, this lady, she's the one who manages in my absence. What happens is that when she works, sometimes when I go to campus, I come back maybe 2 weeks. I'll just run home for 2 weeks, come and work, and then go back. So I will decide to skip 2 weeks lectures and then come and work, get something small for myself and go back. And what was also keeping me moving in terms of finance was that whenever I come and work and pay off my school fees and everything, the little that I will get ladies, guy slippers like the one your brother is wearing. I was selling them in the school. Even if I'm to go to campus, I'll sell on Sunday. When I'm done selling in the night, I'll join the night bus. Then I'll get to campus in the morning.
So this is what Priscilla Akwagu, known popularly here as Ama Donuts, has been about for over a decade now. This business is what has put her through schooling, right from her secondary education through to her tertiary. After frying these, she will sell them to her customers for them to enjoy. The tussle of complementing schooling with business never hindered her from graduating with a first class in languages. Having served as a teaching assistant at a department for her national service, she is back on the streets. Priscilla had preferred to teach, but the illegalities involved in securing a job pushed her away.
I love to teach. When I was coming home, I was like, if I get time, I'll go and teach at any school nearby for free. I love to do that too. I'll teach for free. The licensure, this certificate lasts for only 2 years. Can you imagine? It's not even 5 years, 2 years. You have to go and pay and renew again. And before you even get to GES, you also have to pay close to 10,000. So these are some of the things that is even putting some of us off.
Oh, virgin, no burger wire.
Business, she tells me, was good in times past, but the ballooning price of flour and vegetable oil, essential ingredients for the business, is biting hard now.
The flour was 240 cedis. So I came back last month and flour is now 500 cedis. Initially, if I have like 2,000, I can buy maybe 5 drums of the flour, the oil. I can buy 5 bags of the flour, and that can last me for roughly 2 weeks. But now, because you have 2,000, you buy just 2 of this, 2 of the flour, and you are gone. Where is the one you are going to use to buy the sugar, the margarine, and then you go to the mill and fix it and mix it? How are you going to pay for it?
Despite these challenges, she plans on expanding her business.
The business is what? It's a lucrative one. The only thing it needs right now is the financial support, the branding, and people on board.
Priscilla is entrenched in the hawking business, one that transformed her life.
People still don't believe me when I say I took care of myself in the university, my kids, my brother, my mother with this business, and they still don't believe it. I'll be like, well, that's your own cup of tea. I was carrying my sieve, and then I used that for my profile picture. Somebody told me to change it. I said, are you serious? Because this is how I survive. This is my means of survival. And you feel I should feel shy about my business, how I survive? No, I can't do that. So up till now, people still feel shy selling, especially the youth.
For Priscilla, she will continue to give it all so long as she earns daily bread from the business. For Joy News, Emmanuel Bright Kweku reporting.
Let's go to our earlier story where shops in the central business district of Accra will be closed from tomorrow. And that's according to the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, who are protesting the general economic situation in the country. Remember, last week there was a similar action in the central business district of Kumasi. President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Abing, says they've had to take this decision because their concerns have still not been addressed by government. He spoke to my colleague, Bernice Abubedu Lansa.
Oh, okay. If you have seen our closures before, it's total. So when we say that we are going to close our shops, because GUTA is an umbrella body for trade associations. So we are 68. Recently, we've reached 74 trade associations. And so it's not a membership of one. And so when we are doing this, all the sector associations would have come together and said that no, at the rate at which the city is depreciating, at the rate we are losing our capital and all that, please let's do something. Normally that's what they say. Let's do something. And this let me give you, for instance, the Spare Parts Dealers Association.
Okay.
Is so huge, and it's under GUTA.
Okay.
Ghana Electrical Dealers Association is under GUTA. Ghana Hand Clothing Dealers Association. The whole of Ghana is under GUTA. And we have some confectionery dealers and all that. Some of them are regional in character, maybe as a Kesi Traders Association, Progressive Traders Association, Itamali, and all that. And
so we're going to see a total shutdown in Accra of shops?
Total shutdown.
And how long are you hoping to do this?
Yeah, that's what we'll get, because this one is not the leadership that are telling the members that we are going on demonstrations. The members that are demanding that we shut down our shops. So tomorrow, they will tell us the number of days that we have to do, because we do not want to impose anything on them.
Finally, Dr. Bing, we've mentioned dealing with the legal aspect of this. You say that if we don't deal with the fundamentals, even bringing the IMF in, that bailout will not solve the problem.
Exactly.
And so you agree that this is not a short-term solution, or the solution you want will not happen in the shortest term. So in the short term, briefly, what do you expect government to do while we wait for the long-term solution? Yeah,
we have said that cost of doing business is very high, and that the introduction of the VAT 19.5, that's the standard rate, that's what caused the problem in Kumasi and all that. We have to look at it. That one is something that we can do ASAP, that we do the flat rate that we have been doing for 5 years. It's only the migration, and that is also contributing, because we were paying a flat rate of 3%, and now we have been migrated to 19.25, 16% difference. That's also contributing to the inflation that we are seeing.
Yeah. This morning, Bernice visited Okaishi to assess the impact of the intended closure on sales. Some traders and shop owners she spoke to agree with GUTA's decision. They're calling for swift intervention by government to deal with the incessant price hikes.
Happy is not happy this morning. You can clearly hear from her voice frustration, distress. All she's saying is that she supports the call by GUTA for the shops to be closed. I asked her whether she wasn't concerned about it affecting her daily bread, and she said her money matters are even not too good anyway, so what's there to lose? She says that every time the prices increase, and they are not happy about that. When they come, they go and sell. Those who they sell to buy on credit, and when they go to get their monies back, it's another matter altogether.
No be better. Ya niska ebe for box. Who kwa fire kwacha?
So Georgina is basically pleading with government to do something about this situation. So she says she doesn't have enough money to buy a box of shoes. So she and some other friends buy one box, they split the goods and they sell them. When they sell them, for example, 17 per item, when they go back for more goods, they realize the prices have increased, so they run at a loss eventually. So she's also frustrated, asking government to do something about the situation.
We agree with Guta. Tomorrow, all of us are going to lock up shops to show the government they should stand up and do something about what is going on. I think our leaders are sitting down quiet. They are not saying anything. At least you should come out and tell us this is the reason, or this is what is wrong. Do you understand? If you care for us to sustain the economy, you have to think about that. Right now, I can show you our VAT receipts every month. We pay, we do our duty. So what are your concerns about us? Now look at this WC. This is Marco WC. This is made in India. The supplier came here yesterday. His name is Mohit. He came here. I said, we are left with only 40 pieces. Supplier, he said, no, I'm not selling. But as at last week, he received 11 containers. It's there at warehouse at Osu. He's not selling. The things are there. So
what exactly is the reason why?
Well, he told me the dollar is not stable. Now he was giving this to us 420 cedis. Now yesterday, late at night, around 9:27, when I was in the house, he called me. He said, even if he's going to give us, he's going to give it to us 600 Ghana cedis. So you see that 220 cedis increment. So we don't know what is going on. So tomorrow, yesterday my boss was here, we discussed, I have a list of this. So I said, no, I don't understand. Let me go through the market and see what is going on. Increment everywhere. I can show you the sheet that I went about with.
So you were assessing the market personally?
Personally yesterday, to see what was going on. And it's true.
So how is this price increment, the fluctuation in prices, how is it affecting business?
Well, to be frank with you, yesterday market was good because a lot of people heard we were going to close shops from tomorrow going, so they had to come and pick up one or two things. There were queue here yesterday. But many of them, when you mentioned this one, like 700 Ghana, they said, hey, why? Last month we came here to buy, it was 5 something. Now you said 700. Do you know, it's just worrying. This is getting too much.
Right. Nat, we'll stay in touch with you. So Nat deals in kitchen and bathroom wares generally, bathroom wares here at Okaishi. There's a tile dealer here. Let me just speak to her briefly, Benjamin, and I'll hand over to you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Quickly, please tell us your name and what you're dealing here.
Me picture from me Portia. Me na me wo ha. Yeah, ton tiles.
Portia, Guta for say echina nyampa mube 2 shops mu. What do you think about it generally?
Oh, me dwen ho anke ye. Ebeboa. Ebia sa na ebe ma ye hu nyoma se de nyoma ekoso. Because prices in the city ekoso dey too much. And that was last week. You buy, you say, 5 cedis each box. Flour, no 10 cedis. Just this morning, same thing. And it's a whole lot.
Okay, and Portia actually showed me the message from her supplier, and I've seen firsthand a message detailing that the prices of tiles will be increased. Into business to saying?
Say business now is slow. Oh, say price no more for my once. Say bia aba once. Or why week no na price na sesa. And say ya stable and crofo ya pick no masan tum.
Portia is just saying that things are difficult. Almost every week the prices are adjusted. She's wondering why, because most of these tiles are produced here.
And now buy price in the cost. And no general into it and so on obeko. Oba now to has on ton
previously no price change how often?
Oh, previously any crown not house and now no town when him so produce Ghana here. Companies where see for no Ghana how produce 1,000 but I don't know. See ebia me who say the mechano.
No me bisa say tete no say I will say almost every week here too. But it's no.
Yakofa wo omo home mu China for ho na eba yakra ba ne kra na ntisa.
Na it's no.
Na omo kodi omo Christmas na e na type.
Na ye yearly na ye tum, but you say a weekly.
Yeah, and no cry your duty say omo holiday, short holiday na ya omo ko no. And my prices no because a short na my price na ko high. By now na they are producing here no every week. Me can say every yes dollar. Okay,
these tiles are produced here. Here's a customer who has been caught up in all of this. He came last week with a certain amount, hoping that it will be the same, but he's been shocked.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy at all. I came here a few months ago to buy tiles, and I bought it one box for I think 47 cedis. And all of a sudden, they are saying one is 67. So that's a very large increase.
20 cedis
on. And it's affecting my business because I'm into building and construction and all that. So,
what's your name?
My name is Aseda.
Aseda. So, Guta is asking shop owners to protest, and what they're doing is to close the shops because they think that government hasn't heeded their calls and their suggestions. What do you make of that?
Okay, for me personally, if they close the shops, it will affect all of us. You know, we need to build. There's no better time to build. These days, the builders, we've come to a conclusion that the prices just keep going up and never decreases. So we'll just compromise and buy it.
We'll give you more updates of this particular story in our subsequent bulletin. Now let's do other stories where one person has been shot by an anti-Galamsey task force during an operation at Doma Akwamu in the Bono region. Now 3 other persons have also been arrested and handed over to the police to aid investigations into the matter. Our correspondent Precious Semavo joins us live via Zoom with details. Precious, what have you gathered so far on this matter?
Well, Mapitso, the information is that indeed there is a task force set up by the Domahini, Oseadeya Mambedu II, to protect not only Galamsey, activities of Galamsey, but also water bodies, the forest, and any other activity that will affect the natural ecosystem in Doma, or the Doma traditional area. And the update is that the one who got shot, as I understand, accidentally, one of the guards, in the course of pursuing them, fell down, and then the bullet, came out hitting the Galamsey's leg, who we understand is receiving treatment at the Doma Presbyterian Hospital. And we understand that upon further, checks, if need be, they will transfer him to the regional hospital in Sunyani, but that will depend on the further checks by the medics. So the incident indeed happened, and the person got injured receiving treatment. And as you said, 3 of them are with the police, and I understand that they will be there this morning again to assist the police with their investigation, specifically at the Doma Ahinko police station.
And what are the police saying about this matter? How are they going to handle it?
Well, they will continue with their investigation as to whether they have permits or they don't have permits. As far as Doma Ahinko is concerned, it is zero tolerance for Galamsey activities in Doma Ahinko. So they will be talking to the people arrested and any other person connected to it, and they will get to the bottom as to the people behind the activities of Galamsey. But let me also state that as part of the information that I picked, these are not Galamseyers using excavators and all that. They are using pickaxes and shovels and other small activities to mine. But in Doma Ahinko, it is zero tolerance for Galamsey, because the Domahini himself is particularly interested, and I can put this on record, that he occasionally moves from one community within the traditional area to the other to engage with the people, the chiefs, and all other people as to the need to protect the environment. That is the reason why he set up a task force to ensure that it is not only by action, but also supported by deeds.
Precious Samavo, thank you so much for those details. He was giving us an update of the story where one person has been shot dead by Anti-Galam State Task Force during an operation at Doma Akwama in the Bono region. We also know that 3 others have been arrested and will help the police with their investigations. Let's do other stories now, because stigmatization is threatening the Ghana Education Services school re-entry policy for pregnant adolescent girls and adolescent mothers. The policy is aimed at ensuring that the girl child attains her full potential by returning to school with or without pregnancy or childbirth. Even though local school authorities are doing their best to sustain the policy, poor community support is slowing down the expected outcomes. JoyNews' latest documentary, dubbed Girls School Pregnancy, produced by Emefa Atiamo Eli, details how some girls in the Akachi North District of the Volta region are braving the odds to get their lives back on track in spite of the current conditions. Here is an excerpt.
16-year-old Mercy Mori is 8 months pregnant for a 22-year-old neighbor. Sadly for Mercy too, the boy who impregnated her is not financially independent. Mercy says, beyond the mockery she suffers from her mates in school, her father always threatens to throw her out of the house at the least provocation. Her mother, however, always comes to her rescue.
School I'm going to like I like a never school home view no ta Italian tomo vachuchodo. Mo macho kaka no nyoba no motivo kumatra school.
Okay. You won't study.
No mat is dosro where.
Could you have a does?
Time do ha I like no nyakpo fufunyo no ta wani banata mo wana no monona nhaha mavi.
Like or parents on one now.
Like abanya father fear. Blona na gadoma fear. Na magbinya lifia ko blogaba. No nyoba anyanya we nyanya gafa ma. Bloto von anonya na nonya hagboni ba. Moma hiota na jogo bloka kagwa ne ba. Anonya na nyamo fufu blota.
Doreen blames her current predicament on negligence on her part.
Ameaka do flower. A galaxy or thing gava board of Yagina or Najiviva. Come on, drive in a codo in it.
When you might work when I got
a mount. A tag banuka structure for mamma.
Now, you came and show him, but now never miaji log blunyana miawa deji.
Among strategies government is employing to reduce teenage pregnancy is the introduction and scaling up of education on adolescent sexual and reproductive health. Despite these interventions, a number of these adolescents still ignore the preventive strategies because of misconception and sometimes lack of access to these services. According to the 2017-2018 Multiple Indicator Cluster Survey, quote, adolescent girls are more likely to have ever had sex than adolescent boys, with 1 in 10 having sex before the age of 15 as compared to about 1 in 14 boys. Out of this number, only a minority have their contraceptive needs met, unquote. The study further states, quote, the majority of adolescent girls who have had sex do not use any method of contraception, with levels consistently low across the areas of residence and household wealth. Those who do use contraception are 3 times more likely to use modern over traditional methods, unquote.
It's tonight, 18th October 2022 at 6:30 p.m. on the JoyNews channel. That's DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144. Don't miss it. But joining me in studio is the Director of Girl Child Education at the Ghana Education Service, Madam Benedicta Sebidi, with more. Madam, good morning. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning.
All right, now let's talk about the issues raised in the documentaries. You're familiar with these issues, how girls are ostracized once they are pregnant, and they're not getting support from their parents. Let's delve into this. So we've also observed that some of the boys don't take care of them. Yeah. So how does the girl and her family survive in such a situation, particularly when the girl wants to return to school?
Thank you very much. When the girl wants to attend school or go back to school, it is a collaboration between the school and then the parents. In the first place, when she gets pregnant, the school has to be told.
Yeah.
But it will even surprise you that some pregnant girls, it is the school that notices that they are pregnant. Their homes are not even aware. So whatever it is, there's a discussion for the school to know when the girl is going to give birth, and then the parents are taken through the re-entry guidelines, and the need for the girl to come back to school or return to school, and then the need for them to support. So even before the girl gives birth, the parents are aware of the kind of support they should give to the girl to enable the girl go back to school. It is the girl who returns, and normally when she gives birth and all things are going well, in 3 months' time she has to return to school. And then the parents will have to get somebody to take care of the baby. If she has a mother, the mother takes care of the baby. She hasn't got any family member could come in and take care of the baby because she returns to the school alone without a child with her. So this is the situation.
So now what are the parents saying? Because most of these parents, when we're listening to the documentary or watching the documentary, most of the parents are the ones that are pushing these girls to these either older men, older gentlemen, so that they can come out of poverty, right? But the GES is putting in so much effort to make sure that these girls stay in school, whether they are pregnant or not, whether after childbirth. So what are the parents saying about all of this?
I would say it is ignorance. They attribute it to poverty. But it is when the girl completes school and finds work doing that, we'll be able to bring parents out of the poverty. So we continuously do community sensitization. And we believe that one day it will go down with parents. Those who push their daughters into going to look for men, I don't think that is the solution, because it is parents who care for children and not children rather caring for parents. So no matter how poor these parents are, I don't think it is in the right direction to tell the girl rather to go out and sleep with men and bring money back. I think that is not the right thing to do. And the community leaders, our chiefs and stakeholders around will have to take this up and ensure that parents, no matter how poor they are able to at least give their children their basic needs. We are not asking for bigger things. Basic needs, at least food, shelter, clothing. And also ensure that once a girl steps into a school, she completes, because don't forget, in Ghana, education is free. And when a girl steps into basic 1, government spends money. So when she gets to midway and she stops, it means the money government has invested in this girl is going to go into the drain. So once they step into basic 1, we want to see them progress until they complete. And they will get to senior high schools and perhaps get to tertiary institutions and become the women we want them to be. The first-class women we want them to be, the career women we want them to be, the professional women we want them to be. The markets are full. When you go there, don't you see that it's only women who are there? Men are also part of us in society. Why is it that they are not in the market and we have to be there? Selling the charcoal, the money and others. We also want to become career women, want to become the professionals and also rub shoulders with the men. And it is education that will promote this. So those who think they are poor and are pushing their daughters, today I am saying that it is their daughters that will bring them out of the poverty. So they should just support them with their basic needs to enable them go to school. Because these men they push them to, when they impregnate them, they run away and leave them. They don't support them anymore. You see, and that is not what they should be doing. We cannot use these girls as, I don't even know what term to say,
like some sort of
money generating. I mean, they should be the source of their how they'll get money to support themselves.
No. like using them as like money generating goals or something
they cannot
like
do that. They cannot generate money for their parents.
For their parents.
Yes.
But now let's talk about the impact and how successful the re-entry policy has been. How has that gone?
Oh, it has gone so far.
Okay.
You know, before this policy, this is how it looks like.
Okay.
Before it was rolled out in 2017, schools were just using their discretion. So if you have school A, B, C, and D, and a girl gets pregnant, each school will use its own discretion. Now this has come out, and we have streamlined the ways in which girls should be treated when they get pregnant. So like I said, it was in 2017-18. We had 2,720 girls going back. I'm just giving data from EMIS, Education Management Information Systems. That is where our data is collected, and then it is authenticated before it comes out. Sure. So it's possible other girls entered and then they were not captured. It's possible. Okay. But this is through our data collection source. So 2018-19, 3,212 went back to school. And then 2019-2020, 4,937. And then 2020-21, 4,035 went back. So when we look at the 4-year span, 14,904. So all these children would have gone into the drain.
Yeah. So
that if we get pregnant, you can't go back to school, we would have lost all these children to school dropouts.
Yeah.
So this is what is happening. So if you add this year's figures, it's going to go very, very, very high. So I think it is doing well. If you tell me to assess it, I'll say it's one of the most effective programs GES has rolled out so far, because we are attending to the vulnerable. We are giving them a second chance to go back to school.
Yeah.
We are saying we need them in the classrooms. That doesn't mean we are applauding they've gotten pregnant too. But once that mistake has been made, whatever the reasons are, we are saying come back to school and also complete so that you could contribute your quota to national development. Ghana will move forward based on all of us. It is not just a few people who should be doing it. All of us should join hands. And if we have all of us going to school, completing and becoming professionals, then we contribute our quota to the development of Ghana. All pay taxes. Yeah. We all hold one sector or the other of the economy and push it so that we have the development that we've been craving for.
All right, before I let you go, and briefly, do you offer some sort of counseling, or do you offer some sort of like post-talk with these girls? But also, do you offer like a pre-talk with these girls? So if like a 16-year-old is pregnant, obviously we're trying to make sure that she goes to school, all right? So she comes back to school. Is there some sort of conversation that happens with the 16-year-old? But also, is there a conversation that happens with the 14-year-old girl who is not pregnant yet, but who has seen the 16-year-old pregnant and thinks, okay, maybe it's not a bad idea. Maybe I can, fall in love with a James, and James will give me money, and then I'll come back to school. Are these conversations taking place?
No, I'm glad you've asked this question. We give them counseling, a lot of counseling.
Sure.
We have coordinators, regional coordinators, district coordinators, and coordinators in the schools.
Yeah.
So we give them counseling. You see, re-entry does not take away the troubles a teenager goes through when she gets pregnant. So re-entry alone is just bringing them to school, but she will face the consequences of getting pregnant very early.
Yeah.
So when she comes back, she even becomes a source of counseling the others. She will have to tell them how she got pregnant, how society was against her, how her parents got angry with her, how she could not even attend antenatal because she didn't have a husband or money. She couldn't eat the food required of a pregnant woman. The difficulty she went through giving birth. Some of them will have to go through cesarean section because they got pregnant prematurely. They were not yet fully grown and so on. Having a baby sack, getting up late to feed babies, urinating and easing on them, crying, and they will have sleepless nights, all those things, and having to study having a baby. So the re-entry alone will not take away all these troubles. So when the girl goes back to school, she should know that she will still have to face the difficulties that a girl will have to go through giving birth prematurely. So those who are afraid that re-entry will promote girls getting pregnant should be rest assured, because we make them know that early pregnancies are bad, and there are so many troubles waiting for those who get pregnant prematurely. Yes.
Thank you so much, Madam Beatrice Sebidi, for that. You're doing a very good job, and I hope that, next 2 years, we won't be having this conversation, because we would have made sure that this problem is done away with. And that is Director of Girl Child Education at the Ghana Education Service, Madam Richard Sebidi. You're still watching Joy News Desk. Up next is business.
Hi, welcome to Business. My name is Darrell Kwao. The North Dai District Assembly in the Volta region has undertaken an initiative aimed at promoting the socio-economic growth of the district. The Assembly, under the leadership of the District Chief Executive, Edmund Kujo Atta, aims to create satellite markets at advantage locations, among other economic empowerment projects. This, he believes, would contribute to improve the livelihoods of residents. Here's more.
The North Dai District harbors one of the least economically active populations in the Volta region. The agrarian district, which has only one economically viable market, lacks enough jobs for the teeming youth. Nonetheless, the District Assembly is scheming to change the narrative by establishing satellite markets to propel the growth of the local economy, while other alternatives are being considered. In this regard, the Assembly is supporting an initiative by locals to establish the first satellite market at Aveme Daingba along the Volta Lake. Premixed fuel is expensive these days, so we spend more on transport to Germany. Some boats experience fuel shortages during their journey, leading to accidents. So we decided to settle here. The location is suitable for a natural harbor. The middlemen also like the place. The district chief executive, Edmund Kujo Atta, together with a team from the assembly, visited the market to map out a plan to develop it into a more befitting trading center. The assembly is hoping to provide sheds, a warehouse, sanitary facilities, utilities, and other ancillary facilities.
As an assembly, we engage in various sectors. But one other major area, and of course, which we have to do, and we have been instructed by government, is local economic development. So we want to improve upon our local economies. We want to make sure that we give jobs to our people. We want to make sure that we increase the revenue level or income level of our people. So we will look for money. We have various sources of funding, and we'll go into that and make sure that we have money for this particular project, because we mean it. It's dear to my heart, and I have to do everything possible within my ambit to ensure that it is successful. Because when I succeed, the assembly succeeds. When the assembly succeeds, our people out there that you are seeing, and those in town, they will succeed. Our businessmen and women will also succeed, and of course, they will also be happy.
The market is envisioned to be a transit point for charcoal, food crops and fish products from our farm plains and other riverine communities. They have created a new market at Aveme. This is where we buy charcoal. The road is good. The traders also treat us well, but they must consider the pricing of the goods. Already, residents have started benefiting from the initiative by engaging in economic activities. We are excited about the location of the market here. Trading activities are taking place and the market is quite busy.
We are creating more jobs. We are increasing income of the people. We are building the local economy and all that. So these are the immediate benefits that we can see.
The North Dai District Assembly is hoping to create more satellite markets to provide an avenue for trading and create jobs to promote the growth of the local economy and enhance livelihoods. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News, Aveme Daigba.
Next to the Ashanti region, where the Kumasi Technical University has collaborated with the Ghana National Association of Garages to transfer modern technology to members to improve the informal sector. Now, as part of the collaboration, members of the garages would be trained in the theoretical aspect of what they were already engaged in doing and be certified after going through developed short courses. Here's more.
Engineer Dr. Prince Osuansa has been speaking to Joy News on how the training being given to the members of the Ghana Association of Garages will help transform the automobile industry and improve the lives of the artisans.
We seek to achieve technology transfer, and then the modern ways of doing things in the automobile and in the mechanical engineering industry. Our basic idea or our basic motive is to transfer modern technologies to our good friends and brothers at the informal sector. You know, we are in the informal sector. The government too is very, very key in the technical and vocational transformation of the country. And as I said earlier on, that for every country to develop, we are now hitting $11.2. I don't want to be political, but you realize that if we are not importing things, obviously we will not need a dollar. So if you are able to design, produce, and then manufacture basic engine components, basic engine components, we will not go to China or Korea to go and then import crankshaft or camshaft or bolts and nuts.
The Pro-Vice Chancellor of the Kumasi Technical University, Professor Gabriel Jumo, tells Joy News that this initiative will help the academia and industry.
Oh, well, that's it for business, but I want to take you to Kumasi for the latest on the National Science and Math Quiz, where we understand the first contest has ended.
At the end of round 5, here are the scores. At Chirensia Senior High School, 1 point. Koforidia Secondary Technical School, 30 points. Adisadel College, 52 points. With that score, Adisadel College is the 24th school to qualify for the quarter-final stage of the National Championship. Congratulations, Adisadel. Koforidia.
Humbly I found a rest all his hopes on you and the big things that you want to do. Get up your lives, let the world trend you forward. Give up your best and the school you will see. If you pray hard and work hard and play hard, I the promote.
At this other college has made it to the quarterfinals of the 2022 National Science and Maths Quiz.
Nothing but your best and never think of rest.
They are on record to be the only school to make it to 4 consecutive grand finales. They made it in 2015, they made it in 2016, in 2017 and 2018. They got on the grand finale stage, participated, but did not win the trophy. They've won the trophy only once, and this time they have made it again to the quarterfinals, hoping to make it to the grand finale. This time they say they're not only making it to the grand finale, but they will win the trophy as well. They outclassed Providia Secondary Technical School and our Chirensia Senior High School to get here. And the celebration will continue right here in this auditorium.
We shall never be beaten. We shall always bear the power. Adisco, Adisco, great Adisco. We shall never be beaten. We shall always bear the power.
We have an old students here. Let's talk to an old student. Hi, sir. Your name, sir?
I'm Prince Kakari, sir.
Okay. Which year did you complete?
2015.
2015. Yeah. Tell us, what is the feeling like for this school right
now? Adisadel College is a can-do spirit school. You know, when you are in Adisadel College, you always have the can-do spirit to do anything you want to do in the world. Okay. In politics, in education, in sports, in anything you want to do in the world. So at this other college, we had the can-do spirit to do anything we want to do.
Yeah. I believe that because you have been to 4 consecutive finals, but usually you do not win the trophy. This time, Are you getting to the grand finale? Are you lifting the trophy this time?
We are lifting the trophy because when I was in 2015, that was the first time we went to National Science and Math Quiz final after the suspension, and we were second. The next batch was 2016. We won. That was Ridley Dams, and just last year we went to quarterfinals. This year we are going to lift the cup.
You're going to lift the trophy this time?
We're going to lift it.
Okay, you get to the grand finale.
Yeah, we are going.
And then break that jinx of not winning even when you get to
Very well. You see the spirit here, and even the student of KNOS, most of the students are supporting, even if they are not at this other college students.
Okay,
so
thank you.
Now.
Thank you for talking to us. We have more old students here. Tell us, what should we expect 2022?
Okay, so there's no scintilla of that when it comes to the performance of the boys. We've been phenomenal. We know what we are doing. You know, we have the men. We have the boys. Just watch out. Just watch out. When you look at the performance of the boys today, I mean, there's no doubt. There's no doubt that we are going to the finals. And when we go to the finals, I promise you can't stand it. We are just going to the finals because when you look at the trend,
you know, you get to the finals, you don't win. You get to the grand finale.
There's going to be a difference this year. There's going to be a difference this year. So the last time we won was 2016, right? So this is 2022. That's 2016. So 6 years. Come on, do the calculations. We are winning. We are winning. We are winning. We are winning. We want Presec. We want Presec. Give us Ogasco. We want those schools.
So I'm told that the celebration will continue till evening. More popping of champagne, you know, at where they are lodging. Will be what?
Asui. That's how we call dining hall food. Asui. That's how we call it.
So that's happening right now?
Yeah. French fries. We're the dining. We're French fries.
So you heard from them. So that's what is happening here at Kumaple, at the Kumaple Auditorium. 30 seconds. I have, which, you were contestant, former contestant, right?
Yes,
which year?
2018.
2018. Tell me, what's the feeling like for you? You've qualified for the quarterfinal.
Well, I'm very excited with this performance. And I think the boys can improve upon this performance. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that's it. The contest has ended. We're waiting for the second contest to begin in the next 30 minutes to 1 hour. But remember that Joy News will be bringing you comprehensive coverage of the 2022 National Science and Maths Quiz. So we'll be bringing you more on this. Over to you, Maps, in the studio.
Congratulations to Adisadel College. You know how to join the conversation. It is hashtag NSMQ on Joy. You don't want to miss it. Like Maxwell Baba said, we'll be giving you comprehensive coverage. So make sure you tune in to this channel. That's how we wrap up Joy News. Stay here on the Joy News channel. I am Mapitso Sebidi. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.